The year is almost over, and I recently got the chance to see Uncut Gems, easily one of the most stressful movies, the most chaotic movies, one of the most anxiety pressure films I've seen all year. Was it any good? Well, we're going to talk about that and much more. Uncut Gems was directed by Josh and Benny Safdie and stars Adam Sandler, Lakeith Stanfield, Julia Fox, and Kevin Garnett. A charismatic New York City jeweler, always on the lookout for the next big score, makes a series of high-stakes bets that could lead to a win-filled of a lifetime. Howard must perform a precarious high-wire act balancing business, family, and encroaching adversaries on all sides in his relentless pursuit of the ultimate win. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Elliot here with a brand new review, and today we're talking about Uncut Gems, a film that was on my must-see list before I make my top 10 movies of this year, and I'm here to talk about it in a spoiler-free review. Before we dive into it, definitely consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that bell so you can stay up to date with my latest videos. I got a lot of videos coming up in this next week or so definitely keep an eye out for that. Also, if and when you've seen this film, Uncut Gems, I want to know what you all thought of it. Did you sweat as much as I did in this film? Did your heart pressure go to the highest level ever in this movie? Let me know your pros and cons in the comments below. Let's have some fun discussions down there. So let's just jump right into it, guys. This was the experience of 2019 that I will never forget. I was literally in the theater sweating my ass off because this film was so high-pressured anxiety I have never felt in such a long time. Maybe since maybe A Quiet Place, and that was last year. But this film hits on every level in the best way possible. I got to talk about the performance of a lifetime of Adam Sandler, who I've been watching since I was a little kid, from his comedic roles in TV shows, in SNL, and seeing him transition to movies, and then seeing him play these dramatic roles in a Punch Drunk Love or Reign Over Me. He is such a great actor, and I think we sometimes forget that because he makes some decisions where I never knocked Adam Sandler in his films that he makes, even though I might not be the biggest fans of him or might not find him funny, but he always works with people he likes to work with, and I always appreciate that about Adam Sandler. But when he dives into these dramatic roles like he does as Howard in this movie, you just see the talent just oozing out of this actor, Adam Sandler, who gives a performance of a lifetime. I want to say it, this was the best performance I've ever seen by Adam Sandler. And I hope kind of on this back, I don't want to say back half of his life, but kind of on the second or third journey of his life, in his 50s, that he continues to take roles like this. Because Howard, man, this character was chaotic. He was possessive. He was obsessive. He was a douchebag. He was a terrible character. But I was rooting for him from the beginning to the end of the film. He was so all over the place in this film. This is a testament to the acting and the writing and the directing. But this film, you're just looking at this character making the worst decisions that anyone can make. He finds himself out of a position and digs himself right back in a hole, and even in a deeper hole than he was already in. And I'm telling you, man, this character, Howard, is taking you through the whirlwind of a performance, but also everyone else involved in this movie, from Lakeith Stanfield, who at this point, he could play any character. You could see him in a Knives Out. You could see him in this movie. You could see him in a romantic comedy. I mean, this guy is a chameleon, and he is such a great actor in this movie. He is just so great to see on screen. I'm excited to see his career continue to grow, but he was great. This actress named Julia Fox, who I think this is her first movie, which you would never know that after her performance in this film. I can't wait to see her career to continue to grow. She was great in this role. I won't give away who she is in this movie, but her and Howard's relationship was very chaotic and very stressful and very just all over the place. But Julia Fox was phenomenal in this movie, and all the other supporting cast members that interacted with Howard, whether it be his family, whether it be his adversaries, whether it be his co-workers, whether it be, his closest friends. Everyone that he comes in contact with is just great, and it's just everyone's talking over each other. I feel like it was a perfect holiday movie because it's that time of the year when you're going to Christmas, you're going to Thanksgiving, and families trying to get your attention, and everyone's talking over each other. And that's how I felt in this movie in the best way possible. The story has high tense moments, some very anxiety-filled moments. The Safdie brothers directed a film a couple years ago in Good Time, which I actually happened to just watch the other day, and I just forgot how stressful it is watching a film of theirs. The way they shoot the film, how you feel so claustrophobic while you're watching these characters make these crazy decisions, the way it's paced, the score of the film, how it's kind of this 80s retro music. Everything about the Safdie brothers is just 2 for 2, knocking it out of the park. I can't wait to see their next film. Let me talk about them briefly. They have went to the school of Martin Scorsese. And Martin Scorsese, who's actually a producer of this film, you know that these two directors have taken their time to watch this film, because I felt like I was watching a Martin Scorsese film, whether it be, you know, a 1990 Goodfellas film, and I'm watching the film and watching Henry make terrible decisions, but you're rooting for this character. Or I think of Jordan's character in Wolf of Wall Street, how these are bad people, but yet you find yourself wanting them to succeed in whatever their mission is or whatever they're trying to accomplish. And that's how I felt about this film, and that's how I feel about the Safdie brothers, that they look at a Martin Scorsese and they take in all those things that he has to bring to his characters and they inject it in their films. This film was raw, it was honest, it was chaotic, it was crazy, and I loved every second of it. If there were any criticisms for me, the first 15-20 minutes took a little bit to kind of get used into this universe, where again, it feels so raw and gritty, and it feels like a lot of this stuff was ad-lib, but in the best way possible. But the first 15-20 minutes took a little bit to kind of get a sense of the tone and where we were going in this film. But once we get past that point, I was locked into it 100%. Easily, overall thoughts, and before I jump into it, definitely consider subscribing to my channel, hit that bell so you can stay up to date with my content, and make sure you comment below. But final thoughts, easily the most stressful film I've seen all this year, but in the best way possible. I can't recommend this film enough. If you got a chance to see it at your local theater, this is a theatrical experience of a lifetime, in my opinion. I was sweating, I was like biting my nails. Also, I forgot to mention KG, who I thought was going to have a smaller role in this movie, but ended up being a pretty pivotal character in this film, and shout out to KG. I'm a big fan of his, but can't recommend this film enough, guys. Before you wrap up this year, you must see this film, because I wouldn't be surprised if it finds its way on your top 10 list, because it's definitely going to be in mine. So 5 out of 5 for me for Uncut Gems. I can't recommend it enough. I don't know if I want to see this film again, because I was that stressed watching this film. But anyway, great performances, great writing, great directing, and I can't recommend this enough. 5 out of 5 for me. Keep an eye out for some more content coming pretty soon. Like I said, 2019 is wrapping up, so I have my top 10 movies of the year, my most anticipated movies of next year, what films that I like, horror films of the 2010s, my top 10 list there of horror films, comic book films. So got a lot of stuff coming in the pipeline, so keep an eye out for that content. Subscribe, comment below, like and share this video, and definitely follow me on all my social media accounts. Thank you all again for watching this review, and we'll see you in the next video.